Welcome everybody to the first ever CRL podcast, sponsored by CRL without the W. I am your host Heathen, alongside my man Three Flashes, who is the
Hello.
who's the co-host of the show, and we have a guest tonight. He is the owner of CRL. He gave me and Flash the permission and granted us the waiver, I guess, to do this podcast, which I love him for it. This is always a dream that me and Flash wanted to do for a while, and I guess he had the same like interests and stuff, so it just all came aligned. And I already welcome Sierra Party to the podcast.
How y'all doing?
What's up?
Going on?
How you feeling tonight, man? Hey, first thing we got to start off
Yeah,
with.
caught the dub tonight at Dover in
That's
the
right.
Xfinity Series.
That's right. Get the dub.
How you feeling? But I didn't get to see, I didn't get to hear your interview, so I'm gonna give you one now. All right? Because I was in it. I finished almost dead last, so I'm gonna give you an interview right now.
Go ahead.
How did your car feel? I know you were fast all night. You had a couple mistakes there, like that last 30 some laps, and honestly, I thought your race was gonna go away at that point because you were making any mistakes all night long. And then the last 30 laps, when crunch time came, you were making mistake after mistake. And them cautions at the very end really helped you out, though. If the cautions didn't come out, do you think you could have stolen that race?
That's debatable, I guess. As far as we'll get to that, but the car felt great all night. Had a fast car. You know, I felt like I drove from the back to the front, just like I did Wednesday night. And after the adjustments I made on the car, it just kind of got better and better. And I had a long run car, and as far as if I could have won it, I think I could have. I had a strategy that I knew if I could pit before half on that, because we were going to have one more pit stop. There was no way we could have went the rest of the way without the last pit stop before the cautions came out. And I knew I could gain a little on them because I was gaining before that pit stop before all the cautions came out. And I was going to pit, throw on 2 tires, take just enough gas, and go. Knowing he was going to do the same thing, but it seemed like even though with older tires, I think I'd have caught him. Could I have passed him? Probably so, but I'm not 100% sure. It would have been up to, like you said, no mistakes. And I was making a lot of mistakes. That apron there is unforgiving for sure. And that hurt Chevy a lot tonight.
For sure. He definitely actually the best lap of the race by a 10th. He ran a
Chevy
24.
had the best car, in my opinion. The best car out there.
Yeah.
And he
You
always
had the
does.
second best lap with a
Yeah, I
0.5, and me and Haas both had a 0.6, though. And mind you, my car was trash all night.
Well, I mentioned it closing out the stream earlier when we were running down through the interviews. I really thought y'all put on a hell of a show. I feel like it was the best race of our week so far, and it really was hell of a good finish. And
I don't know. Last night was pretty good.
yeah,
Debatable.
It was gonna be a good finish.
This one came out of nowhere. I mean, I feel like it was kind of a dominant car for most of the night, and then it came down to the battle between you and Chevy, which I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a surprise. That's kind of what got me to feel like that. It was fun to watch there at the end.
And tonight there was a
went slow
dominant
through
car.
the middle. Yeah.
You had different stage winners in all 3 stages. Well, the 2 stages. Haas led a bunch because he had. I don't know how he did it, but he pulled out to a massive lead. I thought he took 2 tires, but I guess he took 4 tires. And partying them. I think you pitted a couple laps after Haas party.
I pitted exactly 1 lap. So that's the thing about Dover, is I always went into these races starting out thinking if I could go more than the people pitting behind me, I could come out first or gain time. And that's, Dover kind of taught me you need to pit. You need to be the first one on pit road, but not too early like Gator does, but be right there on the edge. Pit before that leader, because if you can come out and you can get 3 laps before he pits, you're going to gain so much time on him.
Calling people out, I see. Holy.
It
The
ain't. It's
first
not
podcast.
like that. It's not like that.
I know. I'm just saying. It's the first podcast party. Can't be calling people out.
Oh, I think that's what we should do on the first podcast.
Hell
Call them all
yeah.
out. All of them, the whole list.
Lap cars. Calling you all out.
Well,
Nah,
you know,
Hey,
I was
as,
in that
as we said
predicament
earlier,
last night.
as we said earlier, what's the best part of CRL? What's the best part?
Ain't no
Best part about
W,
Sarah,
baby.
there's no
Ain't
W.
no
There's no
W.
wild W anywhere around.
None of them
CRL.
wild
Anywhere.
W's. Those W's can be very wild, and you really, you really
Very.
don't want them.
Can
Yeah.
be. They all are more wild, bro.
Yeah,
They're called wild for a reason.
yeah,
But
yeah. They definitely will give
speaking-
you problems.
speaking of the truck race that happened on Thursday, and on the CRL Network Twitch page, myself and Chevy, who hopefully will be joining back here to be our other guest, we're having a hell of a battle all race. He definitely had the best truck in that second stage because I had issues in the very beginning of the second stage and got put back to fifth, and then I had to work my way back up. And by that point, I was like 2 seconds behind him, and then I was pushing too hard and hit the wall like 50,000 times, and then he was just gone. And then that last pit stop in the first stage, in the second stage, I was catching him significantly. I cut down like 2.2 at the end of the stage. So at that point, I knew I had a chance to win that race. But it was just coming down to get on pit road. Darlington, that track is so hard to get on pit road on. It's so hard. Because the pit, like, there's so much, like, runoff from, with the pit wall to the actual track.
Oh,
Not every other
absolutely.
track. Where it's, like, the pit wall is basically right on the edge of the track.
Well, not
It's-
only that, I mean, the entrance, just trying to enter pit road in Darlington,
Yeah,
it sucks because
Yeah.
as a driver, you want to come down off the turn like you do at Dover or
Mhm.
straightaways at any other track, and then you kind of can't do that at Darlington. It's hard to get that right entry into pit road at Darlington.
Yeah. And then same thing for the exit out. Because, like, you can run the bottom there, but there's a hump down the apron there where, if, like, you could be on over against the inside wall and it's still going to kill you. More so than on the actual racing surface. Speaking of that racing surface thing, that's where the determining factor of that race ended up coming out. There was, I think it was like 10 or 11 laps to go, somewhere around that area. I was leading going into turn one. That passed him because he hit the wall like 20 laps earlier before pit stops, and then I got out in front of him pit stops and all that. We were coming in turn 1 and 2. He was really close up my bumper, and I guess I hit. I know I hit there was a glitch in turn 2 off the exit party. Flash, I know you both know. We all raced the game here,
Mm-hmm.
and it is terrible. It is. You either hit it or you don't. There's no middle ground. And I hit it, and I didn't hit the wall, but I guess the glitch affected Chevy. Instead of putting me in the wall, it put Chevy in the wall, which I didn't understand because I rode out of it perfectly fine, like better than what I ever had before. I didn't do anything special. I just turned right to not spin out.
Well, to your point, that was weird. What happened there? I mean, I've seen a lot of different streams and called him before from there too, and it was like, what did happen there to cause his car to have that issue and yours not?
Yeah.
So that
Definitely a freak accident. I felt really bad though. I even told Shay that I felt like instantly, like right after it, I was like, that was my fault, wasn't it? But at that point, it's really no one's fault. It's the game's fault because you cannot control that. There's the glitches on a lot of these tracks. Like I hit one tonight at Dover. I was running P4 and had P4 locked up, but I'm kind of glad I didn't though, because we got a lot of this podcast stuff figured out with me and Quack, who's doing everything behind the scenes. Love him for that. Yeah, I hit a glitch on the front stretch and it just murdered my entire life. And then I killed Haas because I couldn't get in the apron, and I just went flying to like 50 barrel rolls. And so I was down for like 10 laps. And I at least I watched the battle for the win. Which, let's go back to that party because Chevy passed you.
He
Then
did.
he gave it back to you because he felt bad because he ran up the track on accident because he hit the apron. If he did not give you the spot back, do you think you could have gotten back past him to win that race with the lap car in front of you who was trying to survive?
Well, here's the thing with me and Chevy, and I kind of said it in an interview with Flash. Me and Chevy have the utmost respect for one another, and in that instance, you know, Chevy's a clean driver, I'm a clean driver, but Chevy knows that I will give him, just kind of move him up the track, just like I expect him to do the same to me, and he has. He's done it, you know. But we don't wreck each other for the win. That's one thing we're not going to do.
Yeah.
So could I got there?
You're not wild.
Right, not wild. Could I got there? Yes. Could I gave him this shot needed to move him up? I don't know. I did Wednesday night, but I don't know if I could have done it tonight. You know, and in my interview, like you said, you didn't get to hear. Within 10 laps to go, I was anticipating it, and the couple times he was on my bumper, where I would normally get back in the gas at, I would just let him push me to the corner, and then launch off the backstretch. That's kind of my little technique to hold it where I'm not wrecking or moving up. Just don't hit the gas. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
For sure. I know you were getting hell of runs out of turn 2 there every single time.
Oh yeah.
Because when I put out in front of you,
that draft kills you. That draft there will kill you.
Definitely. It's like a plate track, but it's not. It's really, really weird. The draft sucks you in so much, but it's a short track. I mean, it's an intermediate track. My bad.
Well,
but it's a short track.
I look at Dover just like a big Bristol.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The only difference is at Bristol, I don't run the low lane. It's a high lane.
Yeah.
Bristol's high lane, Dover's a low lane. It's just a bigger Bristol with a different racing groove.
With a single groove.
Right.
As most of this game is.
That's something I can't figure out. I love Bristol, but I suck at Dover, and they're both very similar. Like you said, it's like a big Bristol, but I can't drive Dover. So
it's like you in Iowa though, because you are really good at Richmond, but you're not very good at Iowa.
Well, that's true, but I'm better at Iowa in comparison than Dover. But
oh yeah, for sure. But like I was just giving that reference. You're really good at Richmond.
The difference to me in Bristol and Dover is Bristol. I'm on entry. I'm tapping the brakes.
Yeah.
Dover, I don't. I let off.
You just roll it.
Corner.
Yep. Yeah,
that's how you try and save that fuel from Miles the Monster siphoning your gas.
Look,
he got thirsty.
in mind, and when Chevy ran out of gas, I had 2 laps left. I probably could have went an extra lap when Chevy ran out of gas.
But so Miles didn't suck your gas out?
Not tonight, he didn't.
Wow.
Not tonight.
Hey, you got to get Ryan Plot the Miles Monster not screwing a party for the third night in a row.
Look, I was actually, and I thought about saying it in my interview, but I didn't. But this is one of the races that I actually kept my car clean the whole race. I never had any damage at any part of the race ever.
I wish I could say the same. But yeah, hell of a job this whole week, party. You were dominant. You and Chevy. I mean, I didn't race Wednesday, which we'll get to in a second. But you and Chevy were gone. I mean,
and it
from what I
seems
heard.
to be like that every week. You know, we go to the track.
Hey.
You can't say I'm wrong. You can't.
You gotta keep my name at least.
Oh, Heathen, you already included your name. You had to throw that in. You're like, well, you two dominated, but I wasn't racing. So
Yeah,
I like
you did
that
throw
little
it in.
change you do.
Hey,
But
I'm not good at Dover. I said that before.
You know, it
Go ahead.
seems like if I'm sucking at the beginning and Chevy's really good, I can adjust my car to be where Chevy is. To where Chevy goes a little overboard on his adjustments, I think, and he kind of just messes up for himself. I think he kind of anticipates somebody else being faster or having a better setup than he does.
Yeah, he definitely does tonight because he was that first stage he was gone, and then he made adjustments in that second stage and fell off. Not much.
Well, see,
I mean,
but
he
I
was
was
making a lot of
catching him in the
mistakes.
first stage though too.
Yeah, I know.
He wasn't just run away with it, and that's
No.
one thing that I've noticed. I can be really good and then back off a good bit until the end and kind of just go back on my adjustments
Yeah.
And I actually do, along with you, Ethan, for your controller setups or settings. But as far as setting up my truck the way I need it, Chevy has helped me out the best for pit road adjustments.
Yeah. I mean, I've
It's got to
tried,
the point
but
where he
it's not.
doesn't tell me what he's running, but I
Yeah.
know what he's doing to his tire pressures.
Yeah. Obviously everybody knows here. Well, not everybody knows it's a new thing, but Flash has taught me a lot with the preset side of stuff. We run in another league together, where it's fully custom, and he makes hella setups, and they're all really, 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 really fast. And I can adjust a custom setup, but presets I can't do. The first couple months of me being here, I ran just stock steps, just tweaking wedge. That's literally all I did until Chase helped me Chase offered me a setup at I think it was Iowa, the first one, which I ended up not being able to finish because medical issues. But after that, me and Flash have been sitting in parties, or I just message him like, "Hey, yo, you got something for tonight? I'll test it," and we run from there.
Well, and
And
I've gotten to the point. It took a while too to learn that with the presets, but now I can really pretty much every track we're at, I can kind of go off the top of my head, and then just well, I mean, I didn't have time to even do that tonight, but yes,
he forgot. He forgot I didn't run tonight's race. I asked him, I was like, "Bro, you have something for tonight?" He was like, same as the cup setup, just looser."
and you didn't run.
I didn't run the cup race. I ran the PSTS Mid Ohio race, which we'll get to also in a little bit. But speaking of the Wednesday race, Flash, I'll let you lead this part because I wasn't really there to wit. I mean, I was at the end, but I wasn't there to witness the beginning of it. I know. Since you commentate for CRL and do a hell of a job. Honestly, one of the best commentators. I can't say the best because, my boy Atlanta, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Conflict of
well,
interest.
Yeah, I mean, me and Flash are yeah, if you know, me and Flash, but yeah, does a hell of a job. He kills it every single week. And he does it solo in the booth. It's definitely when I don't feel like when I don't race, I race other leagues, and I join there like late in the race. I join.
And then you always come in there and talk about yourself. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I did not Wednesday. I didn't talk about anything on Wednesday, bro. I did after the race, not during the race. But speaking of talking about Wednesday, we had a cup race at Dover. I knew that. I was getting there. And Chevy pulled out the win.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Chevy pulled out the win.
Yes, he did. Again, in his way, like I won't say completely dominant fashion, but I mean, he won. I believe he won both the first two stages and the race, but he still had some challenges there. Well, okay, yeah, I guess Tyler Cubs did get himself one in the beginning, but after that, it just seemed like Chevy pretty much looked good for it. But I mean, even when he does show his dominance like that, it's like he doesn't get that far away. The competition here it's so close that even when you do have a dominant performance, it's normally by only a few seconds at best over the second place. And that's kind of what we saw there Wednesday, and he pulled out another win. And I mean, too, the track itself, Dover, like we were saying, it's a very difficult place, and for us to have, I mean, and we only had, I believe, plus the stage breaks, I think one caution.
There was two.
Two.
We had a manual caution.
Two. Yeah, we did the manual.
did?
And we had one in game.
No, we had
Wednesday night. We had one manual.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
The caution at the end they're referring to had to do with a lap car trying to get their lap back because they had fresh tires, and I think they hit the apron. Right, party? You were involved in it. Hit the apron in
Talking about Wednesday night.
Yeah, hit the apron from where 2, and then just collected everybody.
Yeah, what happened was he was getting one of his lap backs. He was 2 or 3 laps down and on fresher tires, and me and Chevy let him have the bottom lane, and when he came out of 2, which I don't know how many people does it like I do, but it seems like on the fresh tires at Dover, it's like I hit gas and the back end just wants to break loose.
Yeah.
So he kind of broke loose, went up, hit the wall right in front of me, and I was there, and I hit him and hit the wall myself, and here comes Chevy, and it just kind of took us all out.
And that definitely killed y'all. It didn't really affect you. I thought you still finished 1-2, but it affected the fact that you guys had one more pit stop to make, or you guys are going fuel, right? That last pit stop.
No,
You
no,
weren't
I
going
think
fuel? Oh, so that was kind of a
no.
miracle.
I want to say Wednesday night we were gonna have to short pit. I think.
So it's like
I
tonight
think
was
that
gonna have
I think
to be
that was the
without
plan.
cautions.
Right, right. And
But,
I
like,
could be
so-
wrong. I'm thinking that we were coming up on a pit stop, and then we were gonna have to make another one.
Oh yeah, because Cowboy already did pit. Because y'all were already in pits. Like it was, what was it, Flash? It was Grant and Pel Pro. They were already in pit road, correct? Because I know I was there for that part.
Yes.
They were already in
yes,
pit
yeah.
road, and then because Cowboy had just pitted. You and Chevy did not, because you normally pit either the same lap or a lap in between, especially like a short tracks or tight pit roads. You never pit together because of the fear of messing each other up. I assume. But
Not really. It's just a different strategy. There's a lot
Yeah.
of times where, and I've said it before on stream. Me and Chevy never go into a race talking pit strategy.
yeah,
Even we're teammates in Xfinity, but we're not teammates anywhere else. But we were teammates last year, and like all across the board. And it seems like me and Chevy, every time we race, it's kind of just knowing what the other one's gonna do.
yeah,
So I run or try to run or get the most out of my car, out of my gas. Where Chevy does the same thing 95% of the time. There's times when he couldn't even call a pit or me, but we'll still enter pit road at the same time.
yeah. I saw that happen at what track was it? I forget what track it was, but y'all pitted the exact same time without
Probably
saying
Michigan.
a single word. I think it was Michigan, actually. Yeah, y'all pitted together without saying a single word, and y'all did a hell of a job. But yeah, Dero's been putting a hell of a job on. I think the last month we've had max 10 cautions throughout all 3 series.
I don't even know if it's been that many either.
I
I really think it's been less than that.
I mean, hell, it
No.
might have been. I have no clue, but we've definitely, ever since we became CRL without the W, we have had very minimal cautions, very clean racing, no bullshit calls, no. I mean, we still have Lucas being Lucas, but that's just Lucas. Love the kid to death, but he's too damn aggressive sometimes. He'll be in the show at some point this year, well, in the future. Along with everybody else, hopefully. I want to get everybody in the league in here. Even Gator, man. Gator, he has not missed a single race other than we ran Walking's Gun early because to help PSA for 500. But yeah, he's a hell of a sport. He's getting
Yeah,
better
you know
and
he's
better
gonna
every
show
single
up.
week.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
It's just
we
a
could
matter
run.
of time before he gets a win.
Yeah. Last night, Flash and Flash gave me the setup I was running, or somewhat running. I loosened the hell out of that car last night because it was too damn tight. But Flash gave him the setup. Gator put it in the first thing. Party, you can attest to shooting the party with us. He said this setup is really fucking good. So I actually turned the car.
He did. He
Yep.
said it just like that too, and it worked good for him. I mean,
Yeah, he finished top 5. I know that. He finished 4th actually last night.
4th. Yeah, last night. Yep,
Um,
4th, and
he's definitely been so consistent. Like, granted, yeah, everybody has their bad tracks.
well, I think we figured out what can help him because with that setup, I'll talk about it. You were on a 49.3 wedge, and he ran what I had suggested,
The
which ended up
50.8.
being too tight for you. But I think I would end up being somewhere in the middle. He ended up at a 50.8 on his wedge, and he said that was
Yeah.
perfect for him. So maybe that is what he needs
Well,
to
actually,
keep his truck or car straight.
speaking of the setup, I actually, when I put the setup in, I forgot to do the wedge, the first pit stop. So I was running the default, which I think was 49.5. I think was the default. That or it was 50.
It
I
was.
don't remember which one.
It was. I saw it on your.
So
stream.
I dropped it down 0.3 on the first pitch of the final stage because I knew I was catching Chevy in that the end of the second stage, and I was like, it just needs to be a little bit looser, not too much. I dropped that one click the first time. I dropped another click the last time, and once I dropped down to 49.3, that thing was a rocket ship. Granted, like me and Chevy were literally the Kyle and Kyle show, but I call it the B-Tech Kyle and Kyle show because we're not NASCAR drivers, we're esports drivers. Which now I can say this, CRL without W is one of the best preset leagues you will ever race in. I can attest to that. I got brought in by Suave, and who doesn't race with us anymore, but because of iRacing and all that. But I came in here, loved it, loved most of the guys that race with us, and ever since we lost the W in CRL, it's just been so much more fun. I'm not winning anymore as much, but it's a lot more fun racing with a lot more competitive people and just going out and dominate every single race. And because at the point it was at, no one was really showing up because of the W and CRL.
Well, see, I have to say when we lost that W that you're talking about there, everyone else in the league, it seemed like they gained themselves a W. I mean, it really was a win for.
They really did.
I feel like it's a
Mentally,
win for
physically,
everyone involved. So.
like mentally,
Well,
physically, everything.
The way I look at it, that part of it is, it's one thing to come in and dominate like you was when we had the W, right?
Yeah.
But you had that one driver that would take out the rest of the competition for you.
Hey, now.
True.
Hey.
Yeah, you cannot deny it.
Road course,
No
you
matter-
can't say that. Road courses. He's out on the grass
We're not
most of the time.
talking. We're not talking
I
about
know.
road courses.
I know. Yeah, but there was a lot of races where I lucked in kind of to wins, but there's been a lot of races since.
I can run second and know my bad. I got loose and hit every car behind me into the wall. And,
I saw it a lot of times too. Right here
and
in the booth.
No,
you don't have us wrecking
we
as
wouldn't
much,
say
so it takes a lot to actually pull away now.
Yeah. Which I did at Kentucky, but the topic of lap cars was a very massive segment in that whole ordeal.
All right. Let's look at Kansas. Okay, you said Kentucky. Let's look at Kansas. Take the first stage. When I came out of pit road, I had a hell of a gap on you and Lagunge. Second stage, you had a hell of a gap on us.
It was just especially at Kansas, like, the way you get you can't. The draft is so huge there that I don't understand how this works, but whenever the leader gets out of the draft, they pull away. Even the people behind them they can make a 5-car line, and they can't catch the leader somehow. I don't understand it.
I do. I know how that. I learned it at fucking Michigan.
Because in theory, if you have 5 cars against 1 car, you would think the 5 cars would be faster, right?
You would, if they stay lined up right.
True, but at Kansas, it's literally a 1-line track. You can't go anywhere else. Other than that outside.
But you can line up wrong.
Yeah.
So
somebody can go high or hit the wall.
Right. Well, if you look at our plate tracks, when you're tandeming 2, 3, 4 cars, you're in the same line. Your nose never gets above or below the car you're pushing. Like places like Michigan and Kansas, where people enter the turns different.
Yeah.
That little bit of just moving your nose to one side or the other for one of the cars will slow you down. not having the right car up front. Not if you're faster, but you're the third car back there trying to push, you're not gonna go as fast as you would with that car being in front. If that car's faster, the back two cars will get that draft, make them faster, and will push that faster car faster.
Yep. And that's so well said. You hit the nail in the coffin right there. Honestly, you killed it with that statement. This game is just so inconsistent, though. Sometimes you could be like a god, and then the next minute you're just like dog shit. Like I was
Hey,
saying
why
about
don't
the
you
league.
just at me?
Okay, Flash. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you. I wish you ran more though. I know you commentate though, but in just racing in general, you've cut back a lot of your racing to help out at CRL, and I love you for that. I know Party loves you for it. I mean, I don't love it a lot.
Appreciate that.
Because...
I enjoy it. I enjoy sitting back and watching too. I mean, I like being
Yeah.
in the car. Don't get me wrong, but I like where I'm at as well.
I
Doing
definitely
that,
love
it's
it, but
different
I also
experience. It's a lot of fun.
don't, because like with the PSCS stuff, I'm so used to racing all 3 races, and now it's like, yeah, I don't have you at all in Cup really.
Well,
But I have
and
Mike
last
back,
week
so I
in
guess that-
general
guess
too.
that
I
works.
was not racing that Mid Ohio course, so
That was
anyway.
this week.
Well,
That was this week.
yeah. Well, yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Which we'll talk about whenever we wrap up a party.
Well, we did have Flash in the car for a little bit until PSES started back up in the Tuesday night league, and
Yeah, which that was going really, really damn good. Me and Flash had an iconic with Party at Vegas.
Yeah, that was a
Me and
battle.
Flash battled. It was a green white checkered, and me and Flash just I'll if all goes to plan, I'll try and show the clip of it right here and just walk you through it. It was 2 laps to go. Me and Flash were side by side on the restart. I took the bottom and won, which I never should have done. Well, that's the last lap, my bad. I took the inside, which I never should have done. I didn't get the run on the outside. Luckily, Flash hit the apron in turn 1, which slowed him up a little bit. So I still got a somewhat of a run. Meanwhile, Party's back here hauling ass on that outside. Coming down, I block Flash, so I take the bottom away, so I made him go to the outside. And then he came down trying to go below me. I gave him room on the bottom. Just got enough of the outside to enter, so it wouldn't like classify me as the inside, so I can get a hell of run off. You slip the track. Party comes in hauling ass when both are inside. Takes us 3 wide. And we were basically through across the. I mean, I peeked out, but you and Flash were side by side at that finish line, Party, and that was a hell of a battle. But yeah, that was amazing, man. That was probably the best battle of the season.
Half car length. He knows the spy
Yeah.
or so.
No, no.
Yeah.
He finished 3rd that race. He finished at your door in the Vegas race.
Okay. Which one?
He won. He won Atlanta.
Yeah, but I mean, we had a finish like that.
Texas.
That he won by about half a car over me, and you finished 3rd. I think that was Atlanta. I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
me
did
and
the
you
same
battling.
thing with Haas at Texas.
Yeah, because me and
I won
Texas,
Richmond
me
before I
and
hung the helmet up. Whoop.
Texas, me and Flash did had a little bit of miscommunication. I had a really big run off turn 4, and Flash got a little bit loose out of 4, and he left just a little bit of bottom open out of the tri-oval, and I took it. He didn't see me there, I guess, and we won the apron, and
We collided. Yeah.
we touched butts a little bit and puckered
Well,
our
see,
holes and
what
had a
really
run.
happened in that is I saw you, but I did not think you had the nose when I came down. I misjudged that as well as where you were, and that's when you made contact because I was gonna throw the block, and instead it just turned straight into you, and
Yeah.
we got together.
Hey, at least the bright side is though, me and Flash have so good of a chemistry together that none of us hit the wall. Like, we rode out of it. Right, me and Flash have been in the situation before, like where like we don't run each other on purpose, but like every race we always get in trouble at least once. Doesn't matter what league we're in, we hit each other at least once just to be like, oh hi, I'm here, bitch. And it's like after that, like me and him been racing together for what 3-4 years now, Flash, something like that.
It's getting there, yeah, somewhere in there.
And like we instantly clicked too. Like he's the one who, whenever Heat 4 came out, when the physics changed drastically from Heat 3 to Heat 4, I was like, bro, whenever the tire situation, like I'm not gonna be good at all. Like I'm gonna be so dog shit. He, like we did the PSCS off-season stuff, and he just kept coaching me. Him and Mike were really pushing me to my best, so it's the best of my ability at that point. And they still do. I'm getting better every single night. But him encouraging me, like every single day for that off season, PSCS then last year, I won the 500, which is the first race of the year. I won it. So, and made the Final Four last year in all 3 series, and which I never thought I'd ever be able to do. Lost them all because of ISM. Cause fuck that track. But anywhere else, I'd have won a championship. But if it was ISM,
Yeah.
I missed the setup so bad that night. But
The problem with that with ISM too, it just comes down to you having to conserve as much tire as you possibly can.
and still
if you can
being
make
fast, yeah.
Yeah, if you can make it a couple laps long. It's not as bad since Heat 5 as it was in
Yeah.
Heat 4.
Yeah, Heat
but
4 was
it
4 laps
yeah,
in, you'd be dead 30% on the right rear.
Yeah, depending on how you did it, you could be 10 to 15 laps more than somebody else if you really had the setup. Now it's a lot closer to maybe 5 laps better than someone else if you're able to actually save the tire like that. But it's not like it used to be, because I remember in one of our PSCS races, I believe it was on Heat 4, when we did that, it came down to, I think it was our ISM, the first one of the year. And I remember that was JP Big Dogs and Just Blaze. And Blaze tried the strategy of saving the tire. And JP ended up winning the race by going all out. He pitted one more time and still won by half a track. Yeah. He went all out, and that made it work for him there. That was how it was on Heat 4. He figured out if he goes all out hard as he can and just pits when he has to, he was actually able to beat all of us saving tires. And even Blaze, on his ability to save tires, he was almost a lap ahead of the rest of the field, but JP beat him by half a lap. And just doing that and pitting one extra time. But you wouldn't be able to do that now in Heat 5. It's,
Hell no.
Yeah,
They said
like
fuck that. You ain't doing that shit no more.
No. Yeah, they really did adjust that. The tire wear, it's not
So,
nearly as crazy.
I'm assuming we're not gonna have Chevy tonight. We will have
It's
him
not
next
looking
week.
like it.
We will have him next week as long as everything goes well with him. And because I know he was supposed to be on with us next week, but
The wind turbines by his house must have froze up. That's why he lost
yeah,
power.
he so we'll just say he had engine failure in his power.
Well, like I said, there's the wind turbines.
Nothing you could do at that though. And like Chevy leads the CRL all-time win list.
Nah.
So if we took the win list over from the W, I would have been up there so high. I mean, he would probably have caught me by now, but I was gonna be up there at least in second. Now I'm like damn near last.
You're right, but we don't want to associate with.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
W.
we'll get lawsuit again.
Yeah,
Or
in the
threatened
mail.
to be lawsuit.
Yep.
But
In the mail.
next week in CRL, since we're looking at almost 40 minutes with you here, party. I know times flew.
Yeah, it did go back quick.
We haven't done
Yeah,
one
dude.
fucking segment yet. Like fuck, we might. This is gonna be a long ass first podcast. But oh well, it's first bitch ever. So
Well,
fuck it.
we
Send it.
have we have rolled through a couple. Like we talked about
Yeah,
our
we
week
talked about
this week.
Yep.
Now we just got
Yeah,
to
we
touch
got through
on
one. Yeah, talking about
what we're
PSCS
doing
and
next.
other stuff. Yeah.
Where we're gonna be at next week.
Next
And,
week, party. If you wanna talk about this, be my guest, since you let us put this on for the people, the Sierra family, and if you want, the floor is yours. If not, just let me know and I'll take over.
Next week we got Daytona and trucks. I mean, not trucks in Cup and Xfinity, and then Homestead and trucks to end the regular season, going into the playoffs. I'm excited to see how those races play out. Me personally, I'm very good at both those tracks, but I'm ready. I'm ready to get it rolling. I'm ready to get the end of the season done and get next season rolling for sure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I know I'm ready for them. I know I'm ready for playoffs, man. Especially in trucks, man. Trucks. I think I have the regular season championship wrapped up at this point. I'm not sure, but last time
I
I think I was
haven't
100
even
points
looked
up.
at the points. To be honest with you.
Well, with me winning last night, I think that because I was already basically 100 points up on Haas, who was second. I think I wrapped it up because I won last night, so which is huge, not just for me, but for everybody that's helped me along the way. Chase,
Yeah, I'll make
Flash, and
sure
all them.
to we'll get a look at the points for next week
Yep.
when we get it set up, and I will have to touch on that on the broadcasts and
So,
see what we're looking at for
I
how many
know
are going to make the
Cowboy already won the
playoffs
Cup
and everything.
regular season championship. I think the only one actually up for grabs right now is the Xfinity.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check that though when I do points tonight. I'll have to check that, and yeah, Party. I want to thank you for your time, man. I love you. Thank you for everything you've done for me. You've helped me grow as a person. You've kept my mental state sane over this last, what was it, 8 months, something like that? No,
Well,
not 8 months, but
I
like
wouldn't
6
say
months.
sane. I would say not
Somewhat
completely
sane.
I would say not completely insane.
Hey, you kept me not off the deep end. Which I love you for. My boy.
Oh yeah. I
You
enjoyed
are my
having
big
you
brother.
here.
One of my big brothers. Obviously. But man, I have so much respect for you for everything you've done. You have a hell of a league under you. I'm honored not to only be an admin in that, but to just race under it. Under the name CRL without the W. But like you put on a hell of a show every single week. I'm not sucking your dick right now, I promise. But I'm just spitting facts, bro. You
I
put a
mean,
hell of a job every single
maybe
week.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah,
it's
man.
fun.
Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for us doing this podcast. I know me and Flash are gonna go on and ramble for another fucking probably an hour and a half, probably. At least an hour. I'm kidding. I don't know. At least we finish the topics and stuff. But yeah. Thank you for being here. If there's anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
The only thing I got to say to close out is, Heathen, I appreciate you having here as a driver, as an admin. Flash, I appreciate everything you do commentating and missing PSES. And as far as points go, depending on where Nixium finished tonight and next week, I might have that first place locked up.
Hey, so tight battle. Up there
I put it
for,
like this. I was just
P1.
looking at it. I was just looking at it, and I'll run down your Xfinity points real quick, or at least the top 5 before this race we just did. You have Nixium at 679, Haas at 667, Gator at 655. You have me at 646, and then Heathen we got you at 611.
So I'm out of it then. Pretty
Probably for locking them up, but I won a stage. That's 50 points. Counting
He had
my
a rough
win.
night. He finished fourth, or I think he finished fourth tonight.
Depending on, like I said, next race where I can finish next at Daytona, hopefully another W for sure. I could have that first place locked up in points there. So, but guys, I appreciate you having me on as a guest. Catch y'all later.
Absolutely. All right, Party. We'll have you back, I'm
Thank
sure,
you for
very
having
soon.
us for sure. Yeah, we'll have you
Yeah,
back on for sure.
We'll go
forward
ahead
to
and
it.
mention, yeah, and we'll go ahead and mention next week. We'll probably have Chevy on here
Chevy.
if he can get his power under control.
Turns back on.
We'll be talking to him. But yep, awesome way to start it, Party. Good job. Wouldn't obviously best first guest possible.
Oh,
And
yeah. Y'all take off with it.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
So Flash. Speaking of, we'll just quick cover PSDS real quick. This week we're at Mid Ohio. Well, last week we're at Daytona. Turner won the Truck Series. And Human Target won both Cup and Xfinity. This
that
week
was
we had
dominating for him.
yeah, Turner led almost every lap in the truck race. And then this week at Mid Ohio, Curley dominated the truck race. Xfinity, Lucas, so Nixium, who runs in CRL with us, he had a very, 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 very solid car. He was top 3 all night with JP and Curley. And then Wednesday night, he also won in the Cup with a dominating performance. And then next week we're at Homestead. We're off on Monday, and then we're there on Tuesday and Wednesday for Xfinity and Cup. So
Yeah, and I will be in the car Tuesday. Don't worry
hell
about
yeah!
that. Yeah, I will be there for that. I was about to say Monday and Tuesday, but I forgot we're off Monday, so that's it's actually nice. I'm gonna sleep all day Monday then.
Hell yeah! I need damn sleep, bro. Shit. Yeah, I need a day off already.
But no, Homestead's always a good time, and
Hell yeah!
that'll be a lot of fun. And some of them names you were mentioning, I would love to. And I know, like, I was about to say JP, but he's in like 82 leagues. But
He'd be talking for hours about this damn leagues, bro.
yeah, like Curly or I actually, what I was about to say, which actually I know where you're going with to get him on talking to podcast, but I would like to see some of them, because I mean it on our Thursday and Friday races here in CRL that doesn't conflict with their scheduled PSES. I'd like to see them come run over here and have some extra competition. I know we're getting to the playoffs, so maybe that'll be something for next season.
Right
but
now, for next season, yeah.
But yeah, we really should drum up some of them, see if they're interested in running Thursday or Friday, and
Yeah, for sure.
that'd be good to see.
Now, Flash, the moment you've been waiting for. Daytona week
what's that
for NASCAR?
Oh yes, here we go. Okay.
I know we talked earlier, and this is your biggest part you want to talk about, really. Not really, but kinda.
Well,
you were excited
it's
for it.
exciting to talk about the
Daytona
previous
week's always like the biggest race of the year, biggest week of the year in NASCAR. We'll start off with Cup, with a Cinderella story winner. 10
yeah,
years
it cost
after
me $50 too.
10 years after his best friend won the 500, that being Trevor Bayne in 2011.
That's right. Yeah.
Michael McDowell, who somewhat pushed Trevor Bayne to that win in 2011.
He
finally
helped on that. I
got
didn't think about
his
that. Yeah.
first ever win. Michael McDowell was a lot of people know in the NASCAR community of the guy who flipped in qualifying at Texas back in 2000 and whatever it was.
2008.
That
Texas
one.
qualifying when he was in the 00 Toyota.
Yep. Aaron Dream
for
Machine,
Michael
baby.
Waltrip Racing. Yep.
That year.
That was April
But,
2008. I remember watching that. I was watching it live.
I was too, but I just didn't remember the date. You better dates than I am. So I were a good duo. But he finally got his
some of that
win.
stuff.
When he got out of that car, man, he was so emotional. He's been in the sport for, I think, 15 years, something like that. He's been out there for a while, 14, 15 years he's been in the sport, and without a win.
Absolutely. And I can tell you what it meant. Like, I knew what it meant to him, and even me being a Logano fan, which probably just lost me some points to people listening, but sorry, I'm a Logano fan. But,
I'm a Larson fan, so it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. But I was watching the end of it, and I really, for just a split second, I was mad. And then when I saw that he won the race, I was like, okay, this isn't so bad. I mean, two things happened. Logano got crashed, and I had a $50. Well, I had a bet that if Logano won the race, I would have won $50, and he didn't. But that didn't bother me. I saw Michael McDowell come across the line. I said, wow, this is a moment that he is never going to forget. He's been waiting his whole life for this, and that matters, more than any of that. So that.
And when he was in the when he got his interview in Victory Lane, he called the first thing he did after he got out of the car was he called his family, and like the emotion on his face after that was so beautiful to see.
Yes, it was.
But congrats to Mike McDowell. And you were talking about Logano getting wrecked. let's talk about the guy who wrecked Logano, Brett Keselowski. He had a violent crash, where his car burst into flames. He did get out okay. Everybody was fine in that accident.
It was a big crash too there.
But
to end it.
his car looked like not like a car. His wheel, before it even hit the wall, his front wheel was gone. I think his front wheel was gone, and then his rear end got caught in the catch fence, and it just went to shit after that. Luckily he was fine. Chase finished second. Larson was in that wreck, which Larson being back in NASCAR made me feel really, really, really fucking good, because I'm a Larson fan. I've been lost chance for using dirt and Outlaws. He's been a great guy, and just seeing his comeback story is so surreal and so awesome to see. But yeah, Point 311 made their first race, and we're strong all night.
Yeah,
but,
I thought that was going to be the
just-
Cinderella story.
Yeah, but that last wreck got him finally, which really killed him. But let me go to the Xfinity series, where your
Well, hey,
man.
one thing, real quick, one thing before we go
Go
to
ahead.
the Xfinity, I want to mention that I actually thought also Christopher Bell in the 20, he had a
Oh,
shot
yeah,
too.
he was fast,
he was
too.
running strong. I thought he was going to upset and win that thing too, but wouldn't really peg him as the master at restricted plates, but he was definitely showing some strength there, and I think he's going to be fast.
Hell yeah.
Which we'll get to that here, but I think he's going to be fast coming up even at the road course.
Also,
this
speaking
weekend.
of the Penske cars, they are
Right.
in the exact same
Xfinity.
wreck.
Oh yeah,
Pickup
well
cars.
that
Because Cindric was in it too.
Yeah.
Cindric was actually one who hit the rear of Brad's car that made it engulf in flames. The reason why I say that is the night before, Austin Cindric, who is the 2020 Xfinity Series champion, won the Daytona 250 or 300. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
It's the
I
Daytona
couldn't tell you
500,
the sponsor of
250.
that one, but it was 300 miles.
It's
yeah.
the Daytona 500 for Xfinity.
Yeah.
He won that. I didn't get to personally watch that race. I was out doing stuff with my family, but hell of a job by Austin Cindric.
Lame.
He won back-to-back races. And he was very fast in the Cup race too, but this misfortune at the end of the race costed him. I look for him to be strong this week too. At what we'll talk about in a little bit, with the Daytona Road Course, which is next week for NASCAR, and then my favorite topic right here, Flash, the Truck Series. I mean, the winner.
Well, I know why. And it wasn't
the winner
winner.
doesn't
Who's
excite me.
in the field.
Ben Rhodes won, yada yada yada. Ben Rhodes this, Ben Rhodes that. Ben Rhodes won. He had a hell of a drive the entire night. But just stuff happened at the end. Jordan Anderson almost won that damn thing for the second year in a row. Love that for him. He finished
I think
second,
that would have been a fan favorite if Jordan had been able to win it.
For sure.
By
Jordan's
the way,
such
can't
a nice
take away
guy.
from Ben Rhodes at all. I'm just
Yeah, and he won tonight too. So I mean, yes, that
yeah.
helps, I guess. But
Well, I appreciate you telling me that because I had that DVR'd. So
sorry.
thank
I had to talk about anyway because we're talking about we're talking about it in like 10 minutes anyway, so
you.
it'll
We
be
got
fine.
to update.
But and then the big story, now just go on the debuts, the NASCAR, the two notable debuts. My girl Haley Deegan, debuted last Friday in the Truck Series at Daytona, and ran top 10 pretty much the entire race until like the last couple, until she got over back on pit stops, and then the car kicked out on her out of turn 2, and somehow she didn't destroy her nose hitting that wall. Still finished the race. Then she's a couple laps down, but he still finished. And I know I'm biased about the situation, but I would not count her out to win sometime this season. She already is showing hella speed.
Well, I tell you where I feel like she's going to have a shot, and that's when we go to Knoxville.
Or Bristol.
Or Bristol, yeah. That's a little bit of a wild card. I don't really know how that's going to be with any of
down
the
either.
trucks or cars that are there. So that's why I'm wondering for that. That actually might benefit her because she has that dirt experience, so she might be fine there. But I really think the flat track and it being dirt at Knoxville, I
Yeah,
think she's gonna have
for
a real
sure.
shot there. But
And then talk about another debut. I won't go around for 20 minutes without hitting when I could. I'm not going to. I really
20
want
minutes, you could ramble about her till tomorrow morning.
to.
Pretty
Hey, it
sure.
is tomorrow morning, technically.
Yeah.
But the notable debut for this week though is Joe Gibbs's grandson. I want to say of Ty Gibbs.
Hi. Yep.
He is starting tomorrow's Xfinity, as we're recording this, tomorrow's Xfinity race at the Daytona Road Course in the 54 Monster Energy Toyota Supra. I don't know where he starts. I'll have to look. Or if you could do that, Flash, and look it up, see where he starts.
Yeah, let me do that real quick. And also, let's do a prediction of where he'll finish once we see where he starts. Hold on 1 minute, I'll get you where he starts.
Well, while you're doing that, I'll give people backstory on Ty Gibbs. Dude is, I don't even think he's 18 yet. I think he's 17, or maybe just turned 18, maybe even younger than that. He ran a part-time ARCA season last year, and I think he ran like 8 to 12 races and won damn near all of them. Kid's so talented. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he has Gibbs in his name. He's Joe Gibbs' grandson. He's gonna be putting the best equipment ever." He's also hella talented. Like, he deserves top equipment because he is. I feel like he's one of the top stars in the future. Because whenever I feel like Truex or him, Truex, whenever he retires, that'll probably be Ty Gibbs' spot. I truly feel like that.
Yeah.
Or whenever Kyle Busch retires, one of them will be Ty's spot for 100%.
Absolutely. I think that is where his future is. All right. So I'm looking at qualifying. For starters, my pick to win the race is probably that driver that starts in 6th, the 16. He's sponsored by Ellsworth Advisors Chevrolet. Yep, of AJ Allmendinger. I feel like he's gonna have a shot to win that.
I feel like I'm gonna put my bid in and say either Allmendinger, Cindric, or Gregson. Gregson is a hella underrated road course racer.
Yeah,
He
he's
showed that
good.
last year
Yeah.
at Daytona. He showed last year at Daytona Road Course. He was doing really, really good. And the Charlotte Road when it was pouring down rain last year, he led. The only reason why he lost the race because he fucked up because of the rain. He hit that puddle and killed himself 4 times. But yeah, definitely one of them guys. Cindric or Allmendinger are probably the favorites though. My underdog though is definitely Noah Gragson.
But yeah, what you wanted info here? Ty Gibbs in that 54, he starts 15th.
See, that's on the inside too.
I'm gonna predict he's gonna finish higher than that. I don't know exactly
100%,
where,
100%, man.
I'm gonna say he's gonna finish 8th.
I'm gonna say
tomorrow.
I'm gonna pull bold. I'm gonna say either top 5 or 6th. Because he has really good equipment under him, and kid's a natural when it comes to racing.
Well, if he finishes 6th, a little bit of a fact here for you, as I am a Logano fan. I know it's not technically a Gibbs car that he's in, but it pretty much is. I mean, well, it's Kyle Busch, but it's Gibbs. So, however you want to look at that. If he finishes 6th, that would actually be the exact spot that another phenom back then, Logano, he also, I think they're both 18 at the time. Logano was 18. He finished 6th in his debut at Dover in the 20 Gibbs car. So if he can do that or best it, then he would beat him.
And look at Logano's career after that.
Yeah, I would say that'd be a best finish by a Gibbs driver in their debut also, if I'm not mistaken, if he gets like a top 5.
I think, yeah. It should be.
But
yeah, Ty Gibbs, I'm looking forward to watching tomorrow. I really, really, really am. He showed so much potential in the ARCA series last year in a couple races, well, like a part-time schedule because he was on every single track. But when he did race, watch out, he was going to win, and not by like a small margin. My man was lapping damn near everybody.
It was almost like he was in a cup car out there running around with them.
With ARCA cars.
Yeah.
With cup brakes and all that too. So he was actually, I mean. But yeah, he's definitely gonna be a future star in NASCAR. for sure. But since we're talking about the Daytona Road Course, Ben Rhodes won tonight for the Cup truck race. They hit like 25,000 overtimes the last 10 laps of the race.
Yeah.
So, and he barely got over Creed. Well, Creed, I guess, messed up. I didn't get to watch the end of it because we had the Xfinity race, but
yeah, I've
I
heard
don't
it was awesome though. I was just looking at it here on J-Ski. Shout out to a sponsor. Come on, JC, sponsor us for this podcast. But
oh yeah,
no, I was looking at it and there, yeah, it was triple overtime, and I'm definitely gonna have to watch that back here once we get done up here. I'm gonna check it out. And
for sure.
Seems like pretty interesting.
And then Cup. Who's your prediction for Cup on Sunday? I have two.
Well, I can tell you, like I was talking about, I bet on the last race. Now here, where I'm at here in the good old state of Virginia, sports betting is finally legal. So I've been doing a little bit. I've been doing a little bit of betting on NASCAR, and on this one, they had a promotion. I've got 4 drivers that if any of them win, I win a little bit of money. My best one is if Ryan Blaney gets the win, I win $500.
Damn, that was actually one of my picks along with Chase Elliott.
Mine, yeah, Chase Elliott. Oh, by the way, his odds are 2-1 on the bets right now. Chase Elliott. Everybody is saying that Chase got this. Even Blaney's was 10-1.
That is the best odds I've ever seen.
Yeah, 2-1 for Chase Elliott.
That's pretty much a for sure win.
Yeah, it's 2-1 for Elliott, 4-1 for Hamlin. Or no, not Hamlin. Sorry, Truex. Hamlin is like 8-1.
He was strong in the class too.
Yeah, Blaney was even 10-1. Logano is 14-1. So is Keselowski. Allmendinger is actually 12 or 14-1, and he's in that.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
16. So he has a shot. He does.
Hey, all I'm saying, that's my underdog pick right there. Forgot he's in the field.
I'm probably gonna regret not putting any money on him. But
yeah. Next week for CRL Party already said what was going on, and we are at Daytona for Cup and Xfinity for the season finale, and we're also at Homestead for the season finale for Truck because we wanted to end on the same week, which love Party for that. It makes season end a lot faster, yeah, hell of a job. We love doing this, but yeah, Flash, anything else that you want to cover? I think we covered everything.
I mean, just like you mentioned, I think it's going to be a really good race come Sunday. I'm looking forward to watching.
Oh yeah.
I love that road course, and a lot of people are against adding the road courses. So many of them now on the circuit, but I don't really mind it. I think it's the road courses here, especially with. Well, I was going to say especially with the Cup cars, but every time the trucks go out there, they put on a show too. Even Xfinity, they always do. But it's been so exciting lately to see those. So I think more road courses are fine. I mean, I think where they're at's a good number. I think we've got 6 or 7 on the schedule now.
Yeah, it's 7 for Cup. I think I know why they did it though. Because so many races last year were fucking rain delayed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of this bullshit. We need ratings, man.
Guess what? That shit won't be happening now. Guess what they can do? They can on these road courses use rain tires. Yep.
This is last week for the 500. I mean, I know it was never gonna happen. Put the fuckers on the road course. I know they have restrictor plates on the cars. Fuck it. Just put them on the road course.
For the 500?
Fuck it.
I don't know if they'll ever do that for the 500, but
that's probably not. But it'd been funny to watch them around restrictor plates. Something funny as hell.
Yeah.
Because you think Sunday they don't have restrictor plates at all. They're fully loaded. Mm-hmm. They can go. So they have all their horses under. They have all the horses in the front, not the back, the front.
Well, if it wasn't for that backstretch chicane, how they set it up here at Daytona, if it was pretty much the whole oval plus the road course, and they cut out that chicane, I feel like they would get up to well over 200 even that quick. I mean, without the restrictors on the engine or the tapered spacer that they use now. But that's another thing that if they didn't use it there at all, a tapered spacer restrictor plate, they've had closed closed session tests, and this was back in like the Gen 4 car, but I believe Rusty Wallace was out there running around, and he had almost 250 miles an hour without a restrictor plate. Yeah. So.
And this before Cup cars got faster.
Yeah, I feel like with today's Cup cars and the way the packages and all that, I mean, with the spoiler it might drag a little bit, but if they were to use like their normal size spoiler, they use it like the 1.5 for Daytona, they would push over 250. I feel like 260. I mean, it would take a couple laps to get up to speed, but I feel like they could easily push that with these. I mean, it's 850 horsepower without anything restricted. So,
I just got a question for you, Flash. We're gonna call this very early predictions. Who do you see winning the championship this year for all 3 series?
Well, I mean, right now what Ben Rhodes is doing, I'm calling him for trucks just to bandwagon it because he's won 2 in a row. But I mean, if I'm not picking him, I really don't know on that side of it if I'm not picking him because. I mean, maybe, man, I don't know. It's just so hard to go against him right now. Let me think. Trucks. I mean, God, I don't even know what to even. Maybe Austin Hill again, but
again.
Well, I mean, not again, but like have a shot at it again, like he did last season. I know. I mean, I would pick him for the Final Four. I don't know. Todd Gilliland, I think he's going to be good in that 38 this year. But I don't know about challenging for the title. Maybe.
Xfinity?
Yeah, I say Xfinity wise. I'm liking Cindric. I mean,
you're biased.
Yeah, well. Also, I'm not 100%. Is Daniel Hemrick running that full season in the 18?
Full time, yep.
Okay, then he might be that. You might look at him as for a title, yeah. Allmendinger as well. Is he running complete full
Yep,
too?
he's full time.
Then yeah, I think those 3 will be battling it out. Then maybe Harrison Burton throw him in, but
And then Cup.
maybe even Jeb. But Cup, well, of course I would want to see
Can't say
Logano.
You can't. I mean, you can, but you can't.
I'm not saying I pick him as the favorite though.
you'd like him too, yeah, but
yeah. Favorite though, I would say like Hamlin, but he's gonna end up messing it up again. I mean, it just seems like he can't. Yeah, it seems like he can't get it all the way done. So I don't know. I think it might be Truex's year.
Think he would retire if he wins the championship.
Maybe Harvick. Who?
Truex. You think he'll win if he wins? He'll retire.
I feel like Harvick might. Harvick's a little bit older than him. I think Harvick's getting to the point where he might, but
I don't know. He said he's already still Keelan is a NASCAR.
Sorry, there my mic cut out. But Truex, I don't think he would retire if he won. I think he wants to at least get a couple more titles under his belt. I think Hamlin might finally, like if he finally gets himself one.
He just signed a 2-year deal, though. He can't.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I just think he's more worried about the ownership role now that he has that opportunity with Jordan. So
yeah, which is huge.
I could see him hanging it up in a couple years and then like running part time and
for
like
the 2011 team.
Yeah, for his team and bringing up some new talent, like split the schedule with him.
Well, from what I've heard, 2311's basically, you know how Levine was basically it was Furniture Row Racing, and now it's Levine. They were basically JGR developmental teams, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the same case as with this. I even think it's even more in-house equipment from JGR, just having that Hamlin affiliation.
Their shops are basically side by side.
Yeah.
I think they actually they run in the same shop right now.
And they can give them whatever info they want. It might not have to be called the 5th JGR team or whatever, but
well, fucking Hamlin's like, here, take all my shit. Yeah. It's his fucking team.
Yeah, I mean, he can give them whatever he wants to. So
I just cannot
I
wait
think
until
I get what
Bubba
Bubba did. I
runs the
think he's in a
Jordan
great
scheme.
place.
Whenever that 23 runs a fresh, like either the UNC blue or the Chicago Bulls font with Jordan sponsors on that car. Oh my God, that'll be sexy if it ever comes out. But I don't
I'm
know.
sure they're gonna do something like that in the near future.
For the throwback, bro, for the Darlington races,
for
bro.
the Darlington throwback, they should do something related to Jordan, like do either
for at least first
UNC
2
or
years.
I would love to see
Like
UNC
half the
as
car-
I'm a UNC fan, but
Half the car
If it does
UNC,
Bulls.
half the car Bulls.
that'd be cool too. Yeah.
So it basically the same thing that Johnson this year with Petty and Earnhardt. Which,
Yeah.
speaking of Johnson, man, I miss Johnson, man. I really fucking do.
Yeah,
Not
it's like
having
a
him in
hole
the sport is
It's
not right. We thought after Junior left as a whole, but we had
Yeah.
Chase, so it was basically like a brief like Chase was already like the most popular driver. You already knew he was going to be, but losing, in my opinion, the greatest of all time
I mean, in the
driver
last
in NASCAR.
5 years, I mean, there's been a lot of pioneers of this generation of the sport, like that we've lost,
Retiring.
like
'Cause we
out
lost
of it. Yeah,
Gordon.
retired. Gordon,
We
Johnson,
lost Jones
Earnhardt,
Jr., Clint,
Kenseth now, Clint Boyer,
who I'm not gonna lie, he
Casey
does a
Kane.
hell of a job in that Fox booth.
Yeah,
We
I
lost
like him.
McMurray.
Yeah,
McMurray's always a fun guy to be around and be a part of the sport, obviously. But yeah, talking about predictions, mine, Truck, Sheldon Creed. I think he's gonna go back to back. Xfinity, Gregson. Not biased at all, just Gregson. No Gregson, and then Cup. I'll do the final four for Cup. All right, so Chase Elliott's gonna be in it, 100%.
Logano.
Oh.
What?
No. Yeah, he'll choke too. Okay. I wanna say Larson, but Larson can I ever finish the final 3 tracks before this final race?
Hey,
Maybe
he's
he
a
can
Hendrick
this year.
equipment now. Maybe, who knows?
He might. I'll put him in there as 2. I see Truex being the JGR car in it because you know they have a JGR car in there someplace. And then my bold one. I don't think you're even gonna expect this one, Flash. I'm between 2 drivers right now.
Mhm.
I'll say one that's not really a surprise. I'm picking either Ryan Blaney or Austin Dillon in the final in the 3 car.
You think
win.
Austin's gonna have that type of year?
Bro, do you see where he ended last year?
Yes. Yes.
And the way he's starting this year?
I mean, that's true.
He's the
we'll have to
points
see.
leader right now in Cup.
True.
So, I mean, he had a hell of a speed week. The only thing he doesn't have this week that everybody else has is 2 races. Well, at least most people have. Is 2 races at the Daytona Road Course. If you remember, last year, Taz Gralla had a sub for him because he had COVID last year.
Oh
in that
yeah.
race.
And Gralla did pretty well in that
He
one.
finished
if I
8th,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah, he was up there for a while, like up front too, like near the top 5. I think he ran in the top 5 for a while.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you want to ever watch us on, watch Flash in the booth, the Twitch will be in the link in the bio down below. I'll just say it now though. If you don't feel like going down there, it is twitch.tv/CRL_network. Correct?
Correct.
Flash. And
Yep.
then if you want to watch my perspective Monday through Friday, because that's streamed every single night pretty much for PSCS and CRL, it is twitch.tv /C_ obviously because you can't underscore the Twitch links, which is dumb. CCDN_H3A THEN. Or it's like up CCN Heat on Twitch. It'll come up. all the support we appreciated, not just from my part, but I know from Flash's part. We're trying to grow that, trying to get that affiliated. I'm almost affiliate. I'm like 0.3, 0.1 viewers away, something like that. I'll check out the streams over after this podcast is over, but I know I'm damn close.
Absolutely.
We had a really good night tonight, stream wise for us. Well, for myself. It's good though, because tonight I had a shit race, but I had a hell of a good stream. So, I mean, I guess I gotta do that more, don't I? Just gotta suck ass, get more viewers.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to do it, right?
Yep.
Um,
But Flash, we can, if you want to talk about the podcast a little more, let us know where we are from. I guess I know it's late to do this because we first on the beginning when Party was here, but we were trying to give Party some spotlight because he let us do this. He gave us the opportunity to speak our mind because me and you talk like a fucking duck's ass most of the time.
pretty much.
But yeah, I'm Heathen. I go by the name Heathen.
I am Three Flashes. I also go by the name Three Flashes.
No, you go by Flash, you fuck.
Well,
Don't let him lie to you.
okay, I go by Flash, but in
We
promoting
both
this, I go
are-
by Three Flashes.
Okay, true. We are both drivers. Drivers / commentators for both PSCS and CRO. We're both drivers on PSCS, and every now and again he jumps in a car. And at the beginning of the season, I'm meeting with Flip Flop a lot when he would sub for me. I'd stream, and then he would race for me. But now, he's taken the leap of faith and has been hosting every single night and doing a hell of a job at it. So Flash, congratulations on that, big boy. Big boy.
Appreciate it.
Fuck English does not work tonight.
Got your heathenese going. I
Yeah.
have heathenese in the first stream.
Hell yeah.
Yep, in our first podcast, we got to bring that up.
Hell yeah, we have to. But
Sure.
if you both leagues, well, not PSCS until end of November, but in 11 weeks, CRO will be having we open back up to people joining. I'll leave the link to the website in the description of the video as well. There's forms in there you could sign, or you can request to join in there. You can see the points, the wins, the Hell Pro does a hell of a job at the website. Flash, you can attest to that. He does a fucking amazing job at that bitch.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, definitely.
It is a beautiful thing to watch, man. Well, to see.
And not just saying this because I'm involved with the league, but it is just being around so many other leagues. It is one of the best websites I have seen for a for a NASCAR league. So
For sure.
Yeah.
Website with not a lot of funding in it.
Yeah.
eSpark. I don't think they even have a fucking website.
honestly,
I
don't
don't
know
think.
if they do or not. And I mean, if they do, it's
Mind
not
you,
like promoted.
They're
so.
sponsored by Filter Time, which Dohar brought in from
Right.
Junior Motorsports. So then damn well that the money that fucking Lucky Dog, Track Bar, Dohar, Bros, all the pro league guys make, bro. Damn well they'd have a hell of a website, but I still don't think he's good as what Pelper made.
No,
I don't
not
think
at
he'll
all.
be. But yeah, that's a little about us. I wish we got Party's thing. I don't know if he's still here or not, but if he is, he could tune in and tell what he's about, pretty much. But I don't know if he is. He's
either
still
way,
here. But
either way, it's been a hell of a
yeah.
first
hell yeah.
first podcast right here.
And this will be weekly, by the way.
Yep.
This should be going up on this Championship Racing League Network's YouTube page, which should be staying this under, obviously. No, Party, you can talk if you want, buddy. We're about to wrap this bitch up anyway.
Well,
you can talk if you want, man.
It's however. I mean, we can.
It's up to you, man.
All right.
Like
no,
I said,
we'll
this is your stage, man. You let us put the show on for the fans out there, and
Yeah. Well, we can. Yeah. We
glad
can
to
just
have
close
you
it out
whenever
like
we
this.
can.
But
Yeah, for sure. Party. But Flash, thank you for being with me tonight. I know I'm annoying sometimes,
Yeah,
but
no,
fuck
but
it.
fantastic job here, man. You did a great
Yeah.
job running, hosting this. I've had a lot of fun doing this. We kind of just been shooting the shit and kind of talking about the whole week in NASCAR leagues,
It's like I told you earlier.
esports, and the
Like I told you earlier.
real world.
Me and you, like, you were really good at doing the content for the streams, like for the racing streams.
Mhm.
My mouth runs like a duck's ass. I could talk about something for fucking hours and not even know I'm doing it. So
Oh, I know.
you letting me host this not only is a big deal for myself, but I mean it's a big deal for myself, but it also takes a lot of stress off your back to not host both the commentating stream and this, especially because you come right off of you come off right off leading the like your lead commentating by yourself pretty much to coming to this basically directly after.
Absolutely, and I
but-
feel like you had a lot of pent up energy that you want to release after you've been on the track. Because
Oh,
pretty
hell
much,
yeah.
I don't
I
see
can't
any
talk
like
about the chat.
every time that you're gonna be running this, you're gonna be just getting out of the race car after our Friday evening Xfinity race. So it's like
yeah.
you get out of that and then you start talking about it and everything else.
Yeah.
So
But one person I want to say the biggest thank you to is my man Stanley. Without him, none of this would be fucking happening. We'd be streaming this on Twitch and then just exporting it over to YouTube. Like right after that. Him doing this is so beautiful. Stan, I know you're listening to me, boy. If you want to talk, go the hell ahead. You're amazing, bro. Backstory on Stanley. Stanley is my editor for my YouTube videos on my channel. He does a hell of a job. He's my best friend. He does a lot of shit for me that he doesn't have to do. He's made my logo for a lot of shit. He's just fucking an amazing guy. Stanley, if you're here, say hi to the people.
Hey.
There he
perfect.
is.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm mostly a background work type of guy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you
Without
going.
without you though, man, this would not be happening. As good as it will be right now. It'd be very scuffed, to say the least. But thank you, Stanley, for everything you do. Party, thank you for letting us do this. Last thing, if you're putting up my fucking dumbass for however long these podcasts are gonna go. It'll definitely vary throughout.
But see,
the
I
guests.
like the conversations and what we're doing. Like normally you see
Yeah.
on the big the podcast you see from other stations or apps or whatever you want to say. Like we'll use Joe Rogan as an example. On his podcast, they're always
Let's use Dale Jr.
they get or Dale Jr. Yeah, I mean on what I was gonna say is on Rogan's. Normally, to get into these kind of conversations that we're having, that they've done smoked some DMT or they've done something crazy, and then they start rambling off. But we could just do that naturally, and I think it's
Sometimes.
perfect. Yeah.
Don't
And,
drug test us.
Well, yeah,
we
I
won't
won't
fail or
do
anything,
that,
but we might. No, we won't fail.
But yeah, no, I mean it's I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's only up from here. With
Only
these
up.
podcasts. So.
You cannot start as low as we are right now.
Yep.
As we go, the podcast are gonna be getting better and better. Not only with the conversation we have, because right now, the first podcast always be scuffed. Because we're just learning and getting the feel for it. But I feel like Flash and I are probably listening back to probably some of like naturals because we can just bullshit for hours without fucking doing anything else. So
Yeah.
and Party allowing us to have no filter pretty much is the best fucking thing ever because I don't have a filter anyway, and it's hard for me to stay filtered in interviews when I win and finish top 5. But
You do pretty well with that, but you can just let it all out.
not the first like 3 weeks I wasn't. I
Yeah,
said
no,
fuck like
no.
10 times.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah, it
fucking
was a
lap
work in
cars
progress,
again.
that's true.
But I want to grow with something big. I want this to be, because I don't think any other esports league does a podcast. I know YouTubers do it and have like esports guys go on it. I don't think any league has actually made a podcast.
Yeah,
So
when
we
it
might
comes
be
to
the very
When it comes
first.
to the NASCAR community, I don't know. I mean, I know there's certain ones out there for other esports, other games or whatever. But
There's the one for iRacing and all that, but I don't know
Yeah,
if there's
but
one for
it's
Heat.
not that many. Yeah.
No.
Even with that, like if you're talking about other games, it's actually this is a pretty good concept I think we got going here.
And
I do want to, before we close
one
it
of
out,
the
just talk about that. Make sure to tune in for our race Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern, in our Cup Series.
Oh yeah.
And
So the times, I'll just fill that in for the people.
okay,
Stream times for myself Monday through Wednesday are all at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Roughly around that. That's not gonna be the exact time every single night. It might be earlier, like 5 minutes. Might be later, by like 10. I don't know yet. It's just whenever I start the stream up, I guess. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday those on flashes. Hell, if you want, you can watch us both on Wednesday.
right? Yeah. I
Um,
mean, because he'll be streaming his Cup Series over at
I'll be
PSCS,
streaming
and I will be
PSCS.
running the commentating over here with CRL at 9:30 Eastern on Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern on Thursday, and then it's 10:30 Eastern on Friday, and that is right before we record what we're doing right now.
Yep. And the cup races are 50%. And then the Xfinity trucks are all 100%. Party puts on a hell of a job there. Not even just Party, but everybody from Party to Gator, like everybody in that tree. No, I'm not saying Gator's the worst either. He's a lovely guy. But everybody that races in CRL, they do such an amazing job. They like to go from having like 5 cautions tonight when we had the W in CRL, to an average since CRL without the W started. I think we've had, like, the first night was rough, obviously, because it was the first night. But ever since that, we've had, like, the max was 3 cautions.
Yep.
And that was when it was 2 bullshit cautions. And, like, 2 bullshit game cautions and 1 regular, like, a manual caution. Because Manual was over here in CRL. So, shout out to everybody in CRL. I'm not going to name them because they will most likely, a lot of them will be on this podcast at some point in the future. Because I want to get everybody that races in CRL on this on the podcast. But dude, I really want to give a shout out to, though, is I don't know how to say his last name, but his name is Marty. He goes by the name Rock NASCAR. He is the biggest supporter in every single NASCAR league. He watches every single stream. He does everything, man. He is so supportive. He runs the Heat community page on Facebook. He does a hell of a job with it. I'll give a shout out to him, man. He dedicates his time and his livelihood to do this. Marty, if you're listening, which I know you are, buddy, I want my damn pillow. I know you're the dude from the My Pillow company thing, whatever the hell it is. I know you're the head.
And that, by the way,
master
that is
of that.
Marty Hensley.
Marty Hensley. That's right. I couldn't pronounce the last name until you said it, but Marty, we love you. He has agreed, Flash, to be on the show at some point.
Oh, that's
in the
gonna
future.
be fun. Yeah, we'll have to figure out when that'll be. We'll have to make it a special event.
Whenever he is on, it's not just talking about CRO or PSS, it's every league, because he watches every single league in
yeah, we can let him talk about some of the best finishes
races we
for
have
the week.
Like, yeah. I mean, because like at the end of the week,
yeah.
it's pretty much over. I love to have K-Rob on here one time. He commentates over PSCS and races over in 3 wide. I know Mike has agreed to coming and doing shit with us over here, which I'll personally love, because Mike's been a huge help of my career, along with you, Flash, obviously, like I've touched on earlier. But Mike, Flash, you remember when I was trash, and then Mike took me under his wing and made me kinda somewhat good. Not really good, but kinda. I have my shining days, but man, shout out to everybody that's helped, not just me and Flash, but everybody in the Heat community. The Heat community, without the W, is the most beautiful community that I've ever been a part of. Granted, there are a lot of fucktards that are wreckers and like speds and public lobbies and shit, but you know, it's still amazing. And since Stanley was kind of to do this for us, you don't have to watch us run in public lobbies. for fucking for an hour and a half, 2 hours every fucking podcast, which is what it's gonna come down to if Stanley didn't agree to this. And I know it's late for him, but we're at this up in a couple minutes here. Thank you to everybody. Flash, I love you as a friend, as a mentor to myself. You've been a big part of everything that's happened. Not even racing. Like, fuck all the racing shit. Like, he's like, Flash has been a huge help in my life. I was going through a lot of, I'll just say, problems, addictions, and all that back like early last year, end of 2019. Well, 2019 into 2020, and Flash basically told me, either get your fucking shit together, or I'm calling your like people up in your area. You're going to a fucking place to get clean. And it was hard, but at the same time, I would not have been here. I probably wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Flash and Sammy, which I love. I cannot wait to have him on here.
You're really trying to make me tear up on this first podcast, aren't
you? Hell yeah, I am. But I'm just like, it's true though, bro. Like, you've helped me so much as a person, as a driver, but like, and I just want to do the same for you. Like I have for the last couple. Like, I know you've had personal issues that I've helped you with, and
Absolutely.
I just can't fucking wait to do more, man.
Oh yeah,
I love this, and this podcast gives us room to talk our shit.
Yeah, this is
call people
fun,
out. Let's call somebody
to the
out,
future,
Flash.
man. This is gonna be fun. Yep, that's
and being like a Friday night thing. I don't go anywhere Friday night, so fuck it. Might as well do a podcast, right? I don't have a life.
Definitely.
Like
I said, I've enjoyed it too, and just look forward to the next one and to next week in the CRL community and everything else involved with that. And yeah, just same, man. It's
all right. So
amazing.
I know, Flash. You texted me and said you want to answer on 2:35. It's now 3:00, and we're still rambling on.
It's the first one, so I expected that.
Yeah, but
But
we'll
I
wrap
think
it
people
out
are enjoy
here,
watching
though.
this back. Yeah, we'll go ahead and close it out on that. But I think it's a good way to close it. How you just said all that, and
yeah. But I'll wrap it out. I have been your boy Heathen, alongside Flash.
Yep.
And we had a special guest at the party, and Stanley, he popped in here because I forced him to. Yeah, this has been the first ever CRL podcast, and thank you for watching. Give us a follow on the YouTube page. We're trying to get this bitch as high as we can. We want to be the best. We want to be the best podcast. We are the best podcast in esports right now, or ever.
we're already
I'm
the
gonna
best.
say.
We just want to be the biggest.
Yeah, that's perfectly said right there. But if anybody has anything to say, we're gonna close this bitch out. Flash, you have anything?
Not at all. Close her out there. Awesome.
Artie's dead.
Yep.
Oh, he's not dead.
No, go ahead.
Stanley, you have anything to say? You want to speak a piece, like a 10-second
He's like,
thing?
I don't want to talk anymore, and I have to.
I'm just a tech guy over here.
He's like, yep, I'm in the background. I'm holding the camera. Y'all do your thing.
Honestly, I'm
Whoa,
just
what
taking notes at this point.
What are you doing, stepladder? That's how we're gonna end the stream out.
All right, there you
Stream
go.
the podcast, but it'll be up on the YouTube page hopefully tomorrow night at around 9:00. I'm hoping Stanley's gonna get up early in the morning tomorrow and fine cut everything. I know it's gonna be beautiful. Stanley's a hell of an editor, hell of a person to be around. He has a very sexy beard too.
A quack.
Better than Grant's too.
Oh wow.
And Grant's is pretty fucking good.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, thank you everybody for watching or listening, whatever. Watching, listening. And we will talk to you guys next week in the second CRL podcast, where we won't be as scuffed, but still somewhat scuffed, because that's just how we are. We're scuffed people.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I've been Heathen.
I've been
and-
Flash.
Yeah. And thank you to Party for being here. For be our first ever guest. Thank you guys doing this, Party. We love you. Yeah, peace, guys.